I guess I just keep trying to go back to that storytelling class. You don't need to be perfect. It can be fun. You can be fun. All is fun. Boy, has it been a journey to get to this point. People always say how they want to be movie stars and actresses, and when I grow up, I'm going to be such a famous singer and all of the above. Honey, that was me. Literally, I can remember my 8-year old self with this Disney Channel TV. It was pink and purple, had the ears and everything on it. I had the VHS, if you know about it. If you know about it, you know some of y'all might be a little young, but it had the VHS inserts and everything. And I remember just watching Disney Channel and seeing all of the young actors, and I knew that I wanted to be that. I kind of wanted to be a singer. I cannot lie. Now your girl might not have the vocals that other people do, but I knew that with the training and anything, I could be whatever I wanted to be, and I was just that. Literally, whatever I set my mind to do, I did that. So fast forward to 8th grade when I'm living in Hebron, Kentucky with my mom and my brothers. And, we're a little bit secluded from our family. Our family is from Cincinnati. Hebron is about 30 minutes, but my mom was not taking us every weekend or every day back to Cincinnati. So I found a little way to get back into Cincinnati. I had a family member who went to the School for Creative and Performing Arts. And hearing her sing and seeing, taking the stage when they had that, I believe it was on MTV. Child, I do not remember. But all of those different things, you could tell that it was lights, camera, action, and I was all about that. So what did I do? I seen that it was an extra audition process happening during the summer. Very impromptu. I don't know what made me check their website. I would say it was spirit guides that led me there. So what did I do? I made sure I had everything together. I got my hair done, honey. I made sure I had this cute little dress that probably was not very fitting for an audition, but I thought it was cute. I remember vividly it was raining that day. My mom dropped me off at my Aunt Helen's house. And then my cousin Jacqueline picked me up from my Aunt Helen's to take me downtown to the School for Creative and Performing Arts. There, I would audition for vocal music because I swear I wanted to be a singer, in addition to dramatic arts. So I remember vocal music going in there, and I sang Dream Girls, Jennifer Hudson. Um, what is that one song? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what song I'm talking about. Um, and I thought I did okay, honey. I thought I did okay. Well, obviously I didn't because I didn't get accepted into vocal music. But then I went right down the hallway to the dramatic arts program where David Roth would be auditioning me. And I remember standing up there. Diarrhea and Frank was the monologue that I did. And something in that moment spoke to me and said that, yes, dramatic arts is going to be the way to go. Lo and behold, my mama already called me dramatic. So yes, we can flow right into this with no problem. I get there and it's literally like a high school musical for me, right? I hear the vocal music down the hall, the instruments, I hear the not the auditions, but the monologues that are going on and the scene partners and everything. It made my world. It made my world. I think that's why I reflect back on that moment because it was such a pivotal time for me. It turned. It literally was like, hey, this is your world. You belong in it. And leaving from that space made a void in me. It created this void in me. I knew I was missing something almost immediately. I left right after I got out of high school. I went straight into college. I went to Wright State University, and I said, "Let's do something, practical, right? we're going to be a business major because you need to make money. We have to make money. You're not going to make money in the arts. So I was like, okay, business. Business is what it is. I go into this business major. I don't realize until orientation that it's not business administration, it's business economics. And I'm coming from a creative world into business economics. I remember going into the classroom for my macroeconomics class, and I'm sitting, I'm waiting, I'm excited to dive in, and I hear the professor say, take out such and such book. You guys should have read chapters 1 through 5. And I'm like, shit, I didn't, I didn't read no chapters 1 through 5. I didn't read that. Everyone's pulling out their books, the books that I don't have, because first and foremost, I didn't know I needed the books, but I also did not have the funds for the books. So immediately I pack up everything and I leave out the class. Now that I think about it, I'm like, gosh, like I really wish I would have gave it a chance, but again, detours lead you right back home. So I leave out of that class and I switched my major a couple times throughout my undergrad career. And that looked like me becoming a Spanish major. I learned Spanish from kindergarten. I kind of skipped a couple grades. It was like kindergarten to fourth grade. Then I learned it in eighth grade. Then I did it for my high school career. And so we thought something would be there. It wasn't. Then I led myself to liberal studies. Liberal studies being multidisciplinary, being the jack of all trades. I could take classes in whatever I wanted to. It's 2020 and I'm graduating and it's COVID, right? I graduate, couldn't even walk. I was so disappointed in not being able to walk because look, I am the first generation. I got to actually graduate from college and I cannot do that. I had to watch my graduation across the screen on YouTube. I had to watch my name go by. So after we get out of there, I couldn't find a job. Liberal studies, like I said, it's very multidisciplinary. I didn't know where to go with it. Um, but a friend had sent me over something with dance. It was a dance fitness instructor position, local. And I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. I know nothing about fitness. Of course, I know everything about dance, but let's give fitness a try. I get in there and I begin to choreograph my own dance fitness classes. And now I had my own dance fitness class. Then, being that I was hired by an entrepreneur, I got to start learning from that entrepreneur. I started hosting my own dance classes, my own heels classes to bring something local because, they're always out in Atlanta or New York City, Los Angeles, but something in Dayton, where would that be? So I decided to create it. The journey after college became a playground for me. Like I said, I didn't have a direct path like somebody would have with nursing or engineering. I had liberal studies. Very liberal, very freeing, but can be annoying at times. And so what that looked like is, like I said, dance fitness. It became, I was a long-term substitute that was very short-term, lasted only about a month. Then I took a makeup class. I got into makeup. I became a makeup artist. I would do photo shoots, bridal parties, all of the above. So that led me to starting my own business in a sense. And I would call that absolutely not. And that was a holistic approach to personal and professional development. I just knew that there were other creatives out there that needed community because it can be a difficult process being a creative entrepreneur. That was a long time. So what did I do? I flowed into that. I had a great time. We had photo shoots. I would have vision boards and all these different things, just bringing women together. But there was still a void there in a sense. I would move through that void um, and decide that I needed a practical job once more. I will fall into the nonprofit industry. And I literally fell into that, literally fell into it. I became the director of development for a golf association. Then from there, I went to a performing arts organization, and then I was the manager of individual and legacy giving. And so just learning this whole nonprofit world, it was something about being able to speak and to storytell to these individuals, and they would literally buy into that. With the performing arts industry, of course, I could sell that. I love it. I'm very passionate about it. So when it came to storytelling, that was exactly what I wanted to do. I then will go and I got my getting my master's currently in shit. What is my master then? In philanthropy and development. So literally, imagine I am going through all these different paths and roads, literally up until now. Now, Yala, you're a burlesque performer. How did you get there? Like I said, I have a background in dance. I loved everything about it. I remember being the napkin at SCPA during Beauty and the Beast. We had these big old feather fans and these outfits and was just having this spectacular time. And for whatever reason, as a dramatic arts major, I was always in the dance ensemble. But I realized that I think truly after watching the movie Burlesque again, that I wanted to move forward with that. So I looked up local burlesque performances. I did run into a group and I had a spectacular time. I learned everything about burlesque. I was placed into the burlesque community and I learned so much about myself to now here I am and I'm able to produce for myself. I think that's what it always comes back to, especially having that liberal studies. I always sought after freedom, but sometimes freedom can be a bit difficult, especially when you don't have a specific path that society has placed for you. When you decide to be that oddball out, to be that black sheep, to do something that wouldn't be deemed normal in our society, it is a very challenging path, but it's a very rewarding path at that. From this path, I have learned so much about myself. I have grown into a person who truly loves themselves. Um, I feel worthy at this point. That went through. I went through highs and lows, literally highs and lows. I went. We're just gonna ramble. I went through highs and lows. I went through um, finding out that my biological father was not my biological father. And having that going through that was a process. I lost friends. Um, I left situations because I didn't feel like I was being cherished. Um, just so many different things that comes with this journey of life. Uh, but one thing I can say is that it brought me back to myself. I knew who I was growing up, but somewhere along the lines, I allowed for outside voices to come in. I allowed for society to tell me who I need to be. That I need to be that person that sits down at a 9 to 5 and work those jobs and get paid and move on through your life. But it was never fulfilling. It was never fulfilling. That void was always existent until now, until I decided to be the person that I want to be. I decided to have that self worth. I decided to heal. I decided literally to be to be authentic, to be genuine, to not care what other people have to say about me, to not seek that external validation, but to simply be. So, what I share with you is that when you decide to simply be and to be you, then that's when life will make sense. when you decide to love yourself. When you decide to love yourself, that internal glow will begin to shine externally. So, throughout this journey with the Yala Roy Show, I am sharing, I'm telling stories, I'm welcoming people in, I'm going out. We're not going to be as serious. We're going to have some cabaret feels, some vibes, but I'm going to be. And that's what you should decide to do as well, to simply be. My name is Yala Royce, and this is the Yala Royce Show.
Miss Yellow Royce